Welcome to my channel. In this video, I want to talk about a very interesting exercise aimed at alleviating anxiety states, anxiety symptoms, and at helping you take the first steps in treating your anxiety disorder. This exercise is especially suitable for those who experience a state of anxiety around the clock, seemingly groundless. You know, it appears out of nowhere and I'm constantly shaking, I'm constantly worrying. For those who are constantly monitoring symptoms in their body like various tingling sensations, dizziness, and then they panic, the person gets anxious, feeling like it will never leave them alone. For these people, this exercise will be particularly helpful. To perform it, we'll need to take some clothes, like a t-shirt or a shirt, some jeans or trousers, you know. So we'll need to put this on, preferably of course on a bare body. So we're getting dressed. And we sit down somewhere in an armchair or on a sofa, it doesn't matter. At this moment, we close our eyes. There, we close our eyes and we just sit and sit. And now we begin to listen to our bodily sensations or pay attention to our thoughts. That is, if before, when experiencing some unpleasant bodily sensations, you blocked them in every way, well, you tried in every way to avoid it. To somehow distract yourself, getting upset that it would never go away. Oh my God, my God. Meaning you did everything possible just to not feel it. Or some intrusive thought arises and you tried to avoid it in every way. Oh, thought, go away, right? Oh, I don't want to think about this. I'm so tired of this. And you started to get anxious about it. So, a person who felt some tingling, you know, a rapid heartbeat, feels pressure, dizziness, they worry very much about it. And that's why they literally start to panic. Right? And a person who has intrusive thoughts, oh, this will never go away, and now I'll take a knife and stab myself, or stab someone else, or go hang myself. So, when all sorts of thoughts arise, the person doesn't want that either. They try to avoid these thoughts, block them, somehow not face them. In short, they start some kind of struggle with them. Now, we don't do that. When we sit with our eyes closed, we let all these thoughts pass through just as they are. Some thought comes along, you know, of an intrusive nature. Fine, let it come, observe its state, you know, how it behaves. If you feel a heartbeat in your body, feel some pressure, you know, you're thrown into hot and cold flashes, it doesn't matter. Feel this state. Remove all kinds of defense. Yes, don't resort to any behavior that would allow you to get rid of it. No, you're just trying to sit calmly and not react in any way to your thoughts and to your manifestations, the physical manifestations of anxiety. What do? For 10 to 15 minutes, we sit and let this state pass right through us. Are you shaking? Fine, let it shake. Is your heart pounding out of your chest? Great, let it pound. Your head is spinning? Yeah, it feels like you're gonna fall off that chair, right? It doesn't matter. Let this state be, and you'll definitely succeed, because your brain knows this state is temporary. If you were in this state before, and someone told you, let this state be, it would be very hard for you because it would seem like if I let this state be, I'll just keep walking around in it. I'll drop my supposed defense, I'll feel a bit worse, and it'll never end. See, that very thought is what keeps you from accepting the anxiety. That's exactly what's in the way. But in this exercise, you have the chance to accept it because your brain understands that this process is temporary. You'll only allow it to be for 10 to 15 minutes. Wonderful. And so you get the opportunity to fully open up to these sensations. So you sit there feeling it all, you're shaking, you're reeling, it doesn't matter what's happening to you. But as soon as the 10 to 15 minutes we set aside for this exercise are up, what do? You open your eyes. And you start taking off your clothes with the thought that all my anxiety, all the fear, all my symptoms, all my thoughts, everything has soaked into these clothes that I need to take off now, yeah? And push them aside in every way. We start taking off these clothes and put them in a corner somewhere, aside, it doesn't matter where, just toss them anywhere. So, looking at them, you realize, you try to understand that what I was just feeling has mostly stayed there, right? So, from being the person who was just suffering, just enduring all that, just agonizing in it, you step aside, yeah, and you get the chance to become an observer, right? Meaning you look at your anxiety from the outside, there it is, it stayed in those clothes, which are literally soaked with that anxious state. Wonderful. After observing this for a couple of minutes, you understand it and go put on your regular clothes that you usually wear. So you've gotten dressed. And again, you return to the thought that partially, or maybe even mostly, your anxiety and your symptoms stayed there in those clothes that you can't even look at anymore, right? You've just gotten dressed, you're all fresh and supposedly, well, healthy, right? And now for the most interesting part. Every single one of you, every one of you has this in your head. These thoughts that if I were healthy, I would be doing this right now, right? As soon as I get better, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'll get rid of my anxiety, my panic attacks, and then I'll do this. So you have this idea that once I'm really healthy, once I'm finally free of my anxiety disorder, then I'll actually start living my life in a particular way, right? Right? At this point, we need to carefully consider what you would do right at this moment if you did not have an anxiety disorder. Well, what would you do right now? I'm not talking about flying somewhere on a plane right this second. No, in this very minute. What will you do? Want to go eat? Great, go ahead. Go and eat right now, okay? For those with agoraphobia who can't go outside, great, get ready right now. And do it right now, walk out the door. If it hits you, come back inside. It doesn't matter, just make the attempt. Would you lie down and rest? Great, go lie down and rest. Would you call friends, acquaintances, or relatives? Excellent. Pick up the phone and call. In other words, do what you would normally do if you were feeling healthy. Even if you don't succeed the first time, Milan, it's not guaranteed you will, first of all. If you don't succeed, it doesn't matter at all. The attempt is what counts. Our brain will register the attempts to do it. If you do it once, twice, 3 times, 10 times, by the 20th time, you will start to feel good. That way, you'll be convincing yourself that things aren't so bad. And despite my condition, because those bad clothes, so to speak, won't completely rid you of anxiety, obviously. You'll just divide it, throw half away and keep holding on to the other half, right? But that's already important. It's already a big victory. When you feel those unpleasant physical sensations or scary thoughts, you must understand they're just a lingering effect of the clothes you left in a completely different room or another corner. That's the thing. And it will be easier for you to fight because it won't be the core problem like before. Anxiety, it'll just be an echo of the clothes you threw away. You see? It's like, I don't know, having a tooth pulled, right? The source of infection is gone, but there are still some echoes of healing. The pain remains. It's the same here. You no longer have the clothes that were soaked in all that dirt, all that pain and anxiety. But do you still have some kind of residual effect left? And by thinking about what I would do right now if I were healthy and then taking that step, you show yourself that despite this state, yes, despite this anxiety, I am capable of taking this step on my own. Even if I, roughly speaking, leave the building and run back because of a panic attack, it doesn't matter. You made an attempt. And that is the most important thing. And the more attempts like this you make, the faster the improvement will come. Especially for those people who have round-the-clock anxiety, who have constant symptoms, who are still stuck at the first stage of treatment. So that's why this exercise will be very useful. I mean, really useful, especially if you're not working, right? You can do it, well, as often as possible. Yes, also the clothes that you'll first put on, in which you will feel all this anxiety and fear, you need to pick something you don't usually wear. Right? Because after some time you'll develop a kind of negativity and hatred towards it, right? So, therefore, if you wear your regular clothes, you just won't have any desire to wear them anymore, because it will seem to you that you'll feel worse in them. That's a thing. So choose something unnecessary, something you haven't worn in a long time, small, short, it doesn't matter. So use those clothes. Therefore, friends, try to let your body, your brain feel this state. Don't block it. Let yourself shake. Let yourself even have a panic attack. Let yourself feel this pressure. Yes, but you have a short period of time for this. 10 to 15 minutes. You allow it. You imagine how this pain, how this anxiety fills you, transfers and literally soaks into your clothes. That's how strong it is. But at that moment, your 10 to 15 minutes are up. You stand up, open your eyes, take off those clothes, fold them and put them away somewhere so your eyes see them less. Go to another room, put on your current clothes. Imagine what you would be doing right now if you weren't feeling anxiety and panic and various symptoms and intrusive thoughts. What would you do right now? And make an attempt to do it. Just make an attempt first. As I've said, you don't need to run to a plane and fly to fight aerophobia. No, we take the first steps. You'll see that in a week there will be results, and the results will be wonderful. For those who, of course, actually do it. Therefore, this exercise as a tool, one of the tools in the fight against anxiety disorders, is simply indispensable. Friends, give it a try, keep working at it, and you'll make it happen. Good luck to everyone, stay healthy, bye.